Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Have a seat and let's chat, let's talk a little bit. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a tiny bit different than what I normally do. I figured it's about time. I've done a lot of videos, but it's about time that I just look at a camera and talk. And I can't do that. I can't do that because I get distracted. So that's why I got my shades on. So I'm going to talk and you're going to listen. Okay? I got a good story. I got some stories maybe, a little reminisce a little bit about my past and, what I was like as a kid. But now that I've said that, let's kind of just get into what I wanted to talk about. So, I am currently 28 years old. So, there is times where I just randomly remember. I randomly remember things that happened years ago, and I just think, wow, I'm a dumbass. Yeah, and I know you've probably been there too. You've probably worn something that was stupid, or you said something that was stupid, or you're just stupid. But, we've all been there, and that's cool. And that's what I'm here to talk about today, okay? So, of course, I grew up in Kentucky. I live in Kentucky. I spent most of, like my childhood, like growing up, we were around farms, farm animals and that kind of stuff. So, that was pretty much all I knew. So I was this farm boy out in the country, so on and so forth. And my parents split up. And I moved away from kind of more or less the country, and I moved into like the suburbs. So, and when I lived in the country, nobody cared what you wore. You didn't care what you wore. You didn't, it wasn't that big of a deal. Nobody cared. You were just a farm boy. You didn't want to wear. You didn't want to wear stuff you were gonna get cow shit all over. I'll tell you that much. So it was boots, dirty jeans, and t-shirts. That's just how it was. However, like as I moved into the more or less, I don't want to say it wasn't city, but it was like the suburbs, kind of out in the country. So and I started going to a different school. These kids were not farmers. They were, I don't know what you want to call them. They loved rap and they loved all this shit. So I started getting into that stuff. I'm no longer this farm boy. I'm trying to blend in with these people. So, it's starting to become more like, okay, I'm listening to rap now. The Eminem was number one. He was the number one rapper I started listening to, and which he sucks now. But that's my opinion. But back in the day, when I first started listening to Eminem, keep in mind, like when I first started listening to Eminem, it was like 1998. So, or it was 99. Maybe it was 99. I don't know. But it was in that time frame, 98, 99, 2000. So it was just somewhere in that time frame. But that was still a long time ago. He was still on his crazy shit. But I fell in love with rap at that time. I don't really care for it much now. But at that time, I just fell in love with rap. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be immersed in the culture. So, here I am. I'm this farm boy who, like I said, didn't care what people thought of how I looked, because we were either, baling hay, we were hanging tobacco, we were, messing with cows. It just, nobody cared. I went from that to this kid who all of a sudden, I want some cool clothes, I gotta have some cool shoes, and I need a banging ass necklace. I need a necklace, and not even a necklace. I need a chain because of the rap culture. I wanted this 10-foot long chain. I wanted to have a spinning rim on it and shit. Call me Flavor Flav, but with a spinning rim, okay? and I looked like an idiot. I looked like a moron. But my mom, my dad probably, he didn't care for that much. And rightfully so, because I looked like a fucking moron. But my mom was so supportive, and she let me go out like this. We would go out to eat, and I'd be wearing this fucking basketball jersey with this fucking massive chain. How dumb is that? Like, we're at a fancy restaurant. My mom's like, she don't care. She didn't care. God bless her. I love that woman. Because if that was my kid, I'd be like, God, I love you. I love you. I love you. I really do. However, you look like an idiot. I think that's really what I needed back then. But nobody gave me that. My dad, like I said, my dad didn't care for it, but he didn't, look at me in the eye and was like, you're a fucking idiot and you look stupid. You can't even pull this off because you are fucking white. You're not even just white. You are honky. You are borderline honky, okay? And I can say that because I'm white. And, so, like I said, in this fancy restaurant, and I remember she was going out with somebody at the time, and he was there, and I could tell, like, he wanted to, I feel like he wanted to fuck with me about it, like he wanted to, like, mess with me and just call me out, but he didn't, but he kind of fucked with me a little bit. It's hard to explain, like he was just like, oh, you got enough chains? I think I had more than one on. You got enough chains? Or, what's up, dog? All that stupid shit. He was doing that to me, and I gotta say, I'm not even mad about it because I probably would have done the same. But it doesn't even end there. It keeps going. This shit keeps going. So, I actually ended up, and I was at that school for maybe 2 years, and I went from this farm boy to this rapper slash, city guy with the chains and the cool shoes and the clothes to, I moved schools again, and now this school, I started listening to, like, I got away from rap, and I started listening to rock and, heavy metal and, like, bands like Slipknot and that kind of shit. So I started getting a little bit grunge, started getting emo, I started stretching my ears and shit, getting piercings. Now, that was in middle school, high school, mainly high school. I started stretching my ears in high school. But, in middle school, I started listening to the rock and that kind of stuff. And I don't think it was until my freshman year that I started, wearing all black and, trying to be gothic and, but I was fat. I was a fat fuck. I'm still fat, but I was a whole lot fatter back then. 250 pounds, to be exact. And so I was this really fat, gothic kid that nobody liked, even no matter what I wore, nobody liked me, which is cool. It's fine. Didn't want to. Didn't like anybody anyway. However, so here I am. I'm now this gothic slash emo slash grunge kind of guy. I think I had my septum pierced and I had my ears stretched. That was it. That was all I had at the time. I've gotten more piercings since then. Which is another video on its own. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that shit. But yeah. And I got made fun of for that. People fucked with me about that. But you gotta admit, like, okay, number one, I look dumb. Some people can pull this shit off and they don't even question it. They're just like, yes, that is who you are. But when everybody looked at me, whether I was, the country boy, the city slicker, or this emo, I couldn't pull nothing off. So it was, it is what it was. I couldn't grow my hair grows out like this. It doesn't grow down. So I couldn't grow my hair out and dye it black. It just wouldn't look right. Oh man. So, I was destined to just not try. I was destined to not try. Don't try to fit into a category. try to do your own self. And that's where I'm at now. I've graduated years ago, and now I'm at the point in my life where I wear whatever the fuck I want. I don't, it's just sometimes I still got band tees and stuff with my favorite bands on it. I just picked up a Social Distortion shirt from Hot Topic a month or so ago, and I still haven't worn it, but I'm going to because I love that band. So I still go back and forth. I still got my shit kickers, but I do have nice shoes because now I'm an adult, and nice shoes, people look at you differently. If you're wearing if you go out to eat and you're wearing stupid boots or something, there's different shoes, different attire for different situations, because that's just how life works. Some people don't really give a shit. They can do whatever. Me, on the other hand, I try to dress for the occasion. I try to. I don't go above and beyond. If my wife tells me we're going somewhere fancy, I'm like, all right, let me get my best button up. Put on my new Nike SBs. We're good to go. Put on my fancy jeans. But still, I try to, my jeans are nice too, by the way. They're nice. They're sexy. Where am I going with this? I don't really know. Either way, what I'm trying to say is, let me wrap this video up, okay? What I'm trying to say is, every kid is a dumbass at some point in time, okay? You are the nerd who is so obsessed with magic and that kind of shit. My little brother, I remember we used to have to share a room, and he was the nerdiest kid I've ever seen. I was nothing at this point, I don't know what the hell I was. I don't know. I was fat. But my brother, he was so nerdy. He was like super into the Harry Potter. He bought like these spell books, and he was trying to like cast spells and stuff. I mean, I never said nothing to him about it, but it was kind of weird. He had books about dragons and things. He was real nerdy, which is cool. But I think he kind of got away from that. He started playing football and that kind of shit. Anyway, damn it, this has just been a ramble. Everybody's dumb. Everybody does dumb shit. Look back at it and say, man, if I was your bully, I would beat your fucking ass. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know if you want to see videos similar to this in the future. And consider subscribing. The channel is growing, and I'm loving it. I am loving it, and it keeps me primed. It keeps me ready to do more.